It's a poor soldier indeed who does not recognize the enemy. So we are at war right now. You know we are at war. If you are an Israelite, you know this is not our land. This is not the time to befriend the enemy. You could be friendly, you could be nice, you could even like them, but they cannot be your close friends and come into the congregation. They cannot do that. Not at this time. In the kingdom, they will be serving us, and then they can come in and they can continue to serve us and they can worship the Most High and we can let them in. But now is not the time. We need to know who our enemies are. You are destroying your very own children when you let the nations come in who are still your enemies. They have not come in order. The correct order is for them to serve us. They are out of order right now because we are still under the curse. The Most High is using them as our oppressor. So basically, you are inviting the oppressor into our home. If the congregation and the people is our home and we're all there, you're basically letting the enemy in. What is going to happen to your child when you let the enemy in? This is a famous quote from Abraham Lincoln. I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. This is sometimes taken or misunderstood as an endearment. Basically, make your enemies your friend and now you won't have enemies. But this is not true. That's not what Abraham Lincoln meant. This is the real reason Abraham Lincoln said he makes his enemies into friends, because he wants to lie to them and trick them. This is how he destroys them. This is the philosophy of your enemy. He wants to be your friend so he can make sure he keeps an eye on you. Remember Bacardi Henderson, the brother, who went to Greece with several of his Caucasian friends. And a fight broke out in a bar, and his friends did not come to his defense. 15 Greece people, white people, jumped on him in less than a minute and killed him. Where was his friends? Bacardi had his guard down. He didn't know who the enemy was because he befriended the enemy. His guard was down. He didn't realize he was hated in Greece. You think if he was a white person, they would have beat him down like that? They went at him as if they knew him and they didn't know him, with pure hatred, enough to kill him in less than a minute. Abraham Lincoln indeed said, I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. I need to tell you guys of a story of a wolf. This story is about a wolf. His name was Romeo. He died in 2009. Romeo approached a dog, and he befriended a dog. And the owner of the dogs eventually befriended Romeo and treated him as one of the dogs. He found that these people weren't their enemies because they were treating him with kindness. They befriended him. So the wolf, the natural enemy of the wolf is humans because they are being hunted. And so Romeo's guard was down because he befriended this dog, and the dog was indeed his friend, but the humans were not his friend. Eventually, Romeo did die because hunters came and killed him in 2009, all because he had friends who were humans, and a human is his natural enemy of the wolf. And so his guard was down. When he saw a human with a gun, he did not have his guard up. He didn't run. He didn't hide because he thought humans were all like the human he knew. He was destroyed because he didn't know who his enemy was. If we're going to allow strangers in our congregation or among us and teach our own children that these strangers are our friends, their guard's going to be down. They don't realize that they are the oppressors. You are letting the enemy into your home. When we send our children to school, they are at risk because their guard's down. They're being taught that everybody is equal. We're all the same, but deep down in their hearts, they hate us. They don't like us. So they're lying to us. They're giving us a feeling of friendship and love and unity, but we know that that's not how it is in the real world. They hate us. We need to separate from them. This is not the time to make friends. You could be friendly, but you cannot allow strangers into the congregation now. They are meant to serve us, and they're supposed to, the punishment is coming to them for what they did. They're supposed to get double, they're supposed to drink double the cup of the Most High's fury. The Most High chose the Israelites as his servants, and look what happened when we didn't listen to him. We went into slavery, got raped. I mean, we forgot our own inheritance. We didn't know who we were. The Most High jacked us up. Imagine what he's going to do to the other nations for what they did to his people. This is not the time to have friends in the congregation who are not your people. This, what you have, if you accept the strangers amongst us, you have Stockholm Syndrome. You don't know who your enemy is. Your enemy showed you his colors, but you have deceived yourself. You have a mental illness. With all seriousness, you're sick. You don't know who your enemy is. Open your eyes. Don't you think it's wise for the enemy to put your guard down? I mean, you're starting to wake up. He knows you know he is the oppressor. Wouldn't it be wise for him to come join you? Maybe you could forgive him. So basically, he doesn't get the punishment for the abuse he did on our ancestors. When strangers join us right now, before the Most High reverses the curse, they're trying to get mercy. They don't want to get the punishment. So I can't blame them for wanting to join us. I mean, everyone is supposed to serve the Most High, but now is not the time for this confusion, because your children are going to see you befriend these oppressors, because that's what they are. The other nations, they are our oppressor. And your children are going to get confused when they see them as your friend, as their friend. So they're going to end up developing Stockholm Syndrome. They're not going to know who the enemy is. And their God's going to be down. Is that what you want for your children? Is that what you want for yourself? Sometimes it's not the people who change. It's the mask that falls off. When that mask falls off, it will be too late.
Bakari Henderson running from a group of men. They then throw him down, kick and punch him numerous times. It happened outside a bar on the island of Zakynthos. Tony DeCopel is here with new details on how the violence quickly escalated.
Okay, this footage is about the story from a few months ago, how that the brother in Greece got killed by 15 people punching him in less than a minute. Well, he was with several of his friends, and coincidentally, they weren't his people. They were likely white people, and his friends didn't come out and save him. Didn't fight for him. This is what happens when you're amongst people who are not your own. Unfortunately, they're not really your friends. Okay? When it comes time for them to have your back, they don't have your back. And then the people that you're around, they don't like you. The people that aren't your friends, they don't like you. Like these 15 men, they hated him and they didn't even know him. And they killed him less than 1 minute with pure hatred.
Several of his friends who were with him at the bar that night have contested the initial police report regarding the incident. Daniel Brown, who was sitting with Henderson moments before the fight started, told ABC News that Henderson did not speak with any of the suspects prior to them chasing him out of the bar. Another friend, Travis Jenkins, also told ABC News that Henderson was not the type to start fights. And a third friend echoed that sentiment in an interview with the Associated Press and said that Henderson was a peacemaker among his group of friends. It's not in his character at all to be aggressive or instigate anything. He's always the guy who is calming people down.
This is the way it is with the white man in America. He's a wolf, and you are sheep. Anytime a shepherd, a pastor, teach you and me not to run from the white man, and at the same time teach us don't fight the white man, he's a traitor to you and me.
Brothers and sisters, beware that there are many preachers who have Stockholm Syndrome. Anyone that would invite the oppressor, which is basically all nations who have come against us, they are our oppressor. Right now, we are under a curse. So if a preacher or or an Israelite has empathy or positive feelings towards someone who's our captor, or even defending them, they have Stockholm Syndrome. They are traitors. It's a mental illness. Be very careful of that, because they're going to lead you astray and they're going to keep your guard down. And then you or your own children will be victims of what will happen next.
Look, there's Dad!
Listen, I made a little scrapbook to remember the kidnapping. I'm still working on it, but as you can see, oh, look. This is a cigarette butt you burned me with.
You slept like a baby that night.
Remember that, yeah.
Homer, why are you laughing?
He has the Stockholm Syndrome. He has come to identify with his captors.
They let me stay up all night.
Well, you won't be doing that at home.
Now hand over the money and you get your Homer back. Look at all that pink and purple. Our money sure is gay. You are free to go.
Woohoo!
Piece of cake!
I should make these transfers in a safer place. It was Homer's idea. You say no to that face.
It's the Stockholm Syndrome. You love the people who are over you and who put you down. It's you have some sort of freaky love. It's something innate inside of us that makes us want to forgive.
This is not the time to accept Edomites into the congregation, nor teach your children that some Edomites are nice people and they're good. They're going into slavery. They're going to be punished. Actually, Scripture says they're going to be annihilated. They're going to be eliminated. Ezekiel 25:12. Thus saith the sovereign Yahweh, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the sovereign Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Tedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Yasharal. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the sovereign Yahweh. We should have now learned that the truth is not comfortable. If you're looking for the truth, you can't be looking for what you're comfortable in receiving. You have to accept the truth for everything that is true. Otherwise, you'll be lying to yourself and you actually won't get the truth. You're going to get lies and you're going to get smooth words. Now, it's true. Yah commands everyone to worship him. I posted recently, I think it was last week, these scriptures concerning how the nations are called to serve the Most High. And I have it on my page, and I'm going to repost it again, and I'm going to explain it. While the nations, they are called to serve the Most High, we are supposed to be ruling after the Most High decides to end the curses, to end the punishment on us. We're going to be ruling. But they're actually going to go into punishment. At the same time, as we get control of the earth back to us, they're going into punishment. The nations are going to be our servants. They're going to get double for what they did to us. So what is the motivation of having them in our congregation if they're getting punished? Yes, they should serve the Most High, but you're going to be deceived if you have them in your congregation. Why can't they serve in their own little church and praise the Most High there? Because if they really cared about you, they wouldn't try to join you and make your guard down. If they were your true friend, they would really let you know, look, my people, we the devil, it's true. You know, I don't appreciate, you know what they do, and I'm sad about what they did, but, you just can't trust us. Be careful. Be careful, because some of my people, they truly are the devil. And, I'm your friend, even though I'm white, and I don't want your guard to be down. But why don't they say that? No, no, no. They tell you, see no color. We're all the same. We all bleed red blood. Really? Because actually, speaking of the blood, I've actually researched the blood. We don't all have the same blood. The original indigenous people, for the most part, have blood O. Yes, blood O is actually the most common blood, and most people have it. But blood O is mostly to indigenous people. And I found out that blood O is more alkaline. It's the most alkaline blood. It's naturally more I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. Alkaline. And so that should tell you something. Even what we eat, it's a little different. We can tolerate certain foods because of our blood type, and certain people, like with I believe it's A or AB blood type, they can only tolerate more vegetarian type foods. And I know some people think, this seems like a lie, but the Most High made the original man to be able to eat vegetables and animals. Okay, not all vegetables and animals. Obviously, it's the clean animals, but the original people were made or allowed the ability to digest meats. And so, if you're not the original people, you can't tolerate certain foods because you have like a diluted body system. I mean, it doesn't sound like I'm being nice, but it's the truth. It's just like if your skin is really light and mine is really light. I'm not dark. Okay, so I would think people would trust what I'm saying because I'm not coming from a standpoint that I'm dark. I'm promoting dark people have power. I'm not doing that. Okay. So it has nothing to do with your skin. You could be an Israelite and you could look like a white person, okay? And you could look like an Israelite and be so dark and have the woolliest hair and actually be an Edomite, okay? We have to be aware of that too. And we also have to be aware that even if someone's an Israelite and they look like an Israelite, it doesn't mean that they're your people either. Because if they don't like you and they hate themselves, they're going to destroy you. If someone isn't with us as far as the movement, they are our enemy. I know that's hard to even think, but they're called Uncle Toms. They have Stockholm Syndrome too. Think about it. Why would anybody not want to be an Israelite? Our family members, they all don't accept us. They don't want to follow the Most High. Why not? Because they feel like their chances of survival is higher by joining the enemy. And so they join the enemy. They don't want this, controversial, they call it a religion. They don't want this controversial lifestyle where they have to choose sides. But yes, you do got to choose. Because what's coming isn't going to be very pleasant for the nations. The nations that cursed us are not welcomed. Genesis 27:29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be master over thy brethren, and thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee. This is the blessing that went to Jacob, and this is what's going to happen to the nations that cursed us. They will be cursed. And the ones that blessed us, they will be blessed. So it would be in the best interest for the nations to treat us right. But the ones that have already, plagued us with great offenses, they're going to be punished. We need to get the full understanding of the truth. All people are indeed called to serve the Most High, but all people have not faithfully served the Most High. Some have put Israelites into slavery. We read the scriptures how the nations conspired against our people to destroy us. But let's get into a little bit how the Most High wants everybody to serve him. And then we're going to connect it because it all connects. There are plenty of scriptures that says the Most High is going to welcome people. But we have to understand that there's a time for everything. There's a time for peace and there's a time for war. This is not the time for peace. Okay? We are not ruling. This is the devil's rulership, and it's not going to be peaceful. He's going to deceive you right now. This is the time for his deception. because he know his time is almost up. He wasn't speaking peace in the middle of slavery, was he? No, he wasn't. But he has a good sense to know that the time is almost over and you guys are waking up. So now he has to play his cards right. He has to be your friend. But let's read about how the Most High wants everybody to worship him. This is true. Everybody should worship the Most High. If you are not an Israelite and you want to worship the Most High, I'm calling you to worship the Most High. Come on down. Come worship the Most High. But don't come worship him with me in my congregation, in my house, because I can't welcome you in, because your people are the oppressor. Me and you, we could be cool. We could be friends. Everything's good. But I cannot put my guard down. I need to be aware who the enemy is. And it's not so much that you specifically are the enemy, but more than likely you won't have my back. And even Israelites who are my people and they're just not following the Most High, they don't have my back either. I need to know that. I need to know who are my real friends. The ones who serve the Most High and who are not wishy-washy, who are not lukewarm. The ones who have a fire and zeal for righteousness and peace, and they want that revenge. I'm sorry, but actually I'm not sorry. We should want the revenge on what happened to our ancestors. We should want it. It's not righteous for your family member to be murdered. According to the scriptures, the family member, the nearest of kin, was responsible to go after the person that killed his family member. We have a responsibility to our ancestors to get revenge. What if you don't get revenge to our ancestors? Then you chose the stranger, the foreigner, over your own people? How could you? Do you not care for all the women who were raped? Do you not care for all the children that were dashed against the stones? Do you not care for all the men who were sodomized? Do you not care for them taking away our land and taking away our identity? Do you not care of all the evil they're killing our children, our teenagers in the street? I mean, it's illegal to be black. You can't have a certain look and walk down the street and not think the police won't kill you. He'll kill you. If you got a toy gun, you better watch your back. You might die. If a police catches you with a little red gun, your life is in danger if you black. But let's not deviate. Let me get into these scriptures. Psalms 117, verse 1. Oh, praise Yahweh, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. So the Most High wants everybody to praise him. Psalms 148 and 11. Kings of the earth and all people, princes and all judges of the earth, both young men and maidens, old men and children. Let them praise Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. So it would be in your best interest whether you're going into slavery or not, because Israelites went into slavery and captivity, even though there were still some Israelites who were righteous. If you read in the book of Daniel, you'll see that everybody wasn't worshiping idols. Some people were trying to reach and wake up the people to serve the Most High. But unfortunately, the majority of the people were not obeying the Most High and they were rebellious. So the time for the Most High's vengeance upon his people had to come. And so the righteous and the wicked went into slavery. The punishment, the curse went to everybody. But you're better off. So if you're not an Israelite, you are better off serving the Most High. Things will go better for you. If you repented of the things you did, you should probably help the Israelites get into power, because the wicked, your people, if you're not an Israelite, your people, the other nations, they are destroying the planet. Look what's going on. The earth is polluted. There's more trash in the ocean than anywhere in the world. I mean, the land is destroyed. The air is polluted. The cell phone towers is polluting the air, the chemtrails. I mean, the food. We're trying to find out real food. They call in food organic. That's not organic. Everything's polluted. Our clothes is polluted. We got all this unnatural dyes on our fabric. I mean, we're trying to find out organic fabric, and even that's hard. You got to pay an arm and a leg for it. Everything is defiled. Everything's polluted. Now, very soon, people are going to be polluted, as in the days of Noah. Okay? The transhuman is is going to come. First, they start out with transgender, and then they're going to start out with trans racial. Basically, you could switch races. You could decide if you want to be black one month, and the next month you want to be white. You could switch your racial identity, apparently. Okay, and they're gonna go as far as say, if you want to be a dog, you can be a dog. You want to be a cat, you can be a cat. That's how ridiculous it's going to get. You have a right to choose in this wicked society who you're gonna marry, which sex you're gonna marry. But if it gets worse than that, okay? But check out my other page, As in the Days of Noah. That's my other page. I'm kind of monitoring what's going on with the fourth industrial period, and also the transhumanism and the automation. It's gonna get wicked. We need to separate from these people. I don't want to deviate. I actually have a lot to say, and my time is limited, so I need to get these scriptures out because I got stuff to do. And by the way, if anybody likes what I'm saying, support me on Patreon. Okay, I do have an account on Patreon, and I will show you the link and towards the end of this, because I actually have a lot to say and I don't have the time. And if I have support, I can bring out more things. This is only if you want to hear more. I'm asking for $3 to $7 monthly support if you want to hear more from me. Let's continue. Psalms 150:6. Let everything that hath breath praise Yah. Praise ye Yahweh. These are the prophecies that the nations will worship the Most High. Psalms 89:4. All the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name, Selah. Psalms 22:27. All the ends of the earth shall remember and return to Yahweh, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship thee. Isaiah 11:2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the deity of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. So as you see, I'm not against the nations serving the Most High and praising him, and I'm not even really against the nations joining us. However, this is not the time. There's a time and place for everything. Isaiah 56:2 speaks about after the Israelites get rulership, after the nations get their punishment, then the nations will come and come and join us to praise the Most High, and the Most High will bless them. Let's read it. Isaiah 56:2. Neither let the sons of the strangers that had joined themselves to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh hath utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, Behold, I am a dry tree. For thus saith Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Unto thee will I give in mine house, and within my walls a place and a name better than of sons and daughters. I will give them an everlasting name, and that shall not be cut off. Also the sons of the stranger that joined themselves to Yahweh to serve him, and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant, even them will I give to my set apart mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be accepted upon mine altar, and my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. So this is a future prophecy. If you want to serve the Most High, serve the Most High. But right now, we are not at the Most High's set apart mountain. We are not, the world is still in the hands of the wicked. Zechariah 14:9. And Yahweh shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Yahweh, and his name one. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the feast of the tabernacles. So the nations that came against us will come to Jerusalem and they will worship the Most High. But we can't deviate from the fact that they are going to punishment. The future of the nations are set. Isaiah 60:12. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, the nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fern tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy foot. They shall call thee the city of Yahuwah, the Zion of the set apart one of Yasharal. So the nations are going to serve the Most High, but they're going to be our servants, because this is the prophecy that was given to Jacob. This was the blessing. If we're gonna seek truth, we got to get the whole truth. We're supposed to pray for revenge. Psalms 58:10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a deity that judgeth the earth. Time of revenge is near. The nations are getting payback. Deuteronomy 32:42. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives, from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. So right there, Yah tells you in verse 43 who he's going to be merciful to. At this time, the Most High is going to be merciful to the land of Jerusalem and his people, Yasharal, or which some people call Israel. So I don't see right now where in the scriptures we're supposed to gather together with the nations and join together as one. Anything of that nature is Stockholm Syndrome. We need to know who the enemy is. And I'm not saying to judge by appearance, because some Israelites will come looking like a white person or a Chinese person or an East Indian person. We should know that. I'm not talking about racial things right now. White people, they racist. Most of them are racist. They looking at the skin and they're judging because they know the features of Israelites. They know that they have Negroid features. They know this, okay? So they know that we're the ones the Most High have cursed, and so naturally they have this. It's in them to hate us because the Most High has deemed them our oppressor. They are our natural enemies because that's how the Most High set it up. Most High said he would punish his people with the hands of men. Okay? But I don't understand why people think that it's okay to befriend the enemy. Why would you think that would end well? How could that possibly go well for you? We even have to be careful of our own people who are not true to the Most High and who are not sincerely following him. We need to watch out for them and the Uncle Toms. Just because someone's black, it don't mean he got your back. Because there are black people who are actually joined in the Ku Klux Klan. They hate their people. We are supposed to seek revenge. We're supposed to pray for revenge. How are we going to be saved if we do not pray for the Most High to punish the oppressors? Think about it. You join hands with the oppressor. And so what? Together with the oppressor, you're going to pray for punishment on the oppressor's people? Does that sound right? So you're really telling me that you're serving the Most High, and amongst your congregation, you got foreigners, and you're going to pray for revenge on the foreigners' people? You're not going to do that because the foreigners in your congregation has compromised things. Their allegiance is for them to deceive you. They're not allegiance to the land of Israel, because if they were, they wouldn't be in there. They would tell you, look, heads up, my people are wicked. I acknowledge it. Watch your back. No. But they join and they try to convince you that, oh, no, some of us are good. You can put your guard down. But you know what happens when you put your guard down. I've already explained that. You're not going to be seeking revenge or payback for your ancestors, which is your responsibility. Okay? You're supposed to get the revenge for your ancestors. That's what you're supposed to do. You need to know who your allegiance is supposed to be for. Not for the oppressor, because that's Stockholm Syndrome. It's supposed to be for the ancestors. Psalms 58:10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. So when the vengeance comes, we're supposed to be happy about it. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a deity that judgeth the earth. How are you going to pray for revenge for the ancestors when your oppressors who oppressed your ancestors and killed them and raped them and stole the land are in your congregation? Please explain this to me.